Hello, everybody. I am Angry Birds. Did I tell you about the dog going mental whenever I say that? Oh, right. Well, here we are. We've got a new Steel Division League cast today and two top players, actually. Arturo Diaz versus ElBowser. Arturo Diaz on the left-hand side in blue. He's playing the 5th Panzer on balanced income. You're not going to see it very often in these Division 5 casts because ElBowser on the right-hand side in red playing the 7th mech is on Vanguard income, and players are just playing Vanguard out and out. It does seem to be the overwhelmingly preferred income right now. Let's have a look at Arturo Diaz's deck. He's playing the 5th Panzer. I can actually see them this week. We got a couple of recon vehicles, and I think 5th Panzer's weakness early on is that they can be susceptible to some light vehicle attacks. They don't have a lot of great AT early options. It's quite expensive what they've got, so they're going to end up relying on tanks. At least this is what I remember. I mean, they do. I think Arturo Diaz has supplemented that in his deck by putting in the pack 36 and the Panzer Shrek, struggling to read them on my screen. So they can be a little bit susceptible to an early game kind of vehicle rush, especially in lighter vehicles that are cheaper. You can get more of them. The game's underway, so let's switch over. Quickly look at ElBowser's deck. He's on the right-hand side in red playing the 7th Mech Corps. He has those Rizvedkas to deal with the tanks up close. He has some lighter vehicles early on. In fact, yeah, probably not as much as I would think he would have had, but 54 tanks in total, a hell of a lot of tanks. But can he deal with the big tanks on the side of the 5th Panzer? I think he's going to need the ISUs to do that. He's got 1 in A and 2 in B, and then he's probably going to have to rely on like the Rizvedkas and the PE bombing runs. But here we are into the game. Let's get it on. Dun, dun. Just a reminder, on the left we have Arturo Diaz. Looks like he's concentrating on the town. He's playing 5th Panzer, balanced income. On the right, we have ElBowser, 7th Mech, Vanguard income, and I would say ElBowser's more mixed with his approach. He's definitely going for this flag up north. I mean, it's the usual flag that the player on the right, as we look at this, will take, so it's an obvious take. But to be honest, Arturo Diaz doesn't look like he can take that back with just a Flammenwerfer and a Pioneer. He's got a couple of half tracks, but if those Ognomachiki just stay in that heavy forest, he's going to have an easy time. Well, ElBowser's going to have an easy time of holding back those Pioneers and the Flammenwerfers. Arturo Diaz is going to need much more to take that flag, and if Bowser is able to, take that flag, hold it, and take another one, he's going to have a 15-9 for quite a long time. So this could be a early play that ElBowser really takes, kicks off a big advantage, Arturo Diaz just loses out for a long time. And can he hold on as a balanced player up against this Vanguard? It's going to be a big question. He pushes over some Flammenwerfers early on down south. One of them gets taken down. He doesn't have a great defense down south. I mean, everything is in the center for Arturo Diaz. So if ElBowser realizes that, I mean, he's reacting with his first wave of reinforcements coming in here. 3 Tanko Desanikis, a Strokey DP, and a T-34-76. If he can react and hold on the center, he has the off-map in here already. Both players bringing in off-map to this map. This map is Hiroshige. I think pronunciation not getting that much better, guys. But sneaky peek into Angry Birds life. I am actually trying to learn a little bit of Polish, which really doesn't help us because nobody plays the Polish. But yeah, I am actually trying to learn some Polish. I can speak some very, very basic Polish right now. I can basically say that I like to eat apples, and that's about it right now. But I am learning a little bit of Polish, so there we have it. The Tango Thessaloniki push forward for ElBowser. He reclaims the advantage of this central flag. He's held it for a while. Arturo Diaz drops another 105 mil off map, but it's not really going to do a great deal. Ooh, the 250/9 does nothing. I was expecting it to at least get one kill, but I guess the what are they, 2A1s? Yeah, the M2A1 half tracks do get the extra armor. So those Tango Thessalonikis hold on, and look at ElBowser's aggression here. Picks up another flag, gets a 16-8, picking up this flag down south. So wow, 15 minutes left on the clock, and he's reloaded, he's pushing more. Wow. So he pushed more, but he didn't get very far with that reload, and the M2A1 just pushing right up to that. I think he's going for the half-track off-map kill. I think that was a bit too... I mean, he must have seen that Panzer IV-H was there. I think that was too aggressive. But, wow, ElBowser is a very, very aggressive player. And if you haven't seen him, he does stream. He does Twitch on stream. He does stream on Twitch. He mostly streams Steel Division 2, as far as I'm aware. He does do Hearts of Iron and some other war games. I think he does a lot of Paradox games. He's a pretty decent streamer, actually. And so, yeah, check him out on Twitch. I think his handle is ElBowser, or if you search for ElBowser, he will come up. He has got a YouTube channel as well, so you can search for him on there. He does a Steel Division 2 content on YouTube. So, yeah, definitely check out ElBowser. He's a pretty good content creator, so I definitely think it's worth your time checking him out. Panzer Grenadiers from Arturo Diaz have snuck around the southern side and may well pick up a Panzer Faust kill, or just a surrender. There's the, wow, a surrender and a Panzer Faust kill. I think that was a Panzer Faust kill. May have been something else. I wasn't quite actually looking at the screen when that shot came in. Looks like the Flammenwerf in the south is going to cover off against one of the flags, and the Panzergren's way behind enemy lines, but holding a flag right now. They are going to lose it. But Arturo Diaz needs to take out these Tango Thessalonikis really to push back the flag up north. Still no movement on the flag up north. PE2 bomber coming in, trying to take out one of the Panzer IV-H's. I mean, it's nicely positioned. Looks like he's going to try and push forwards into the Focke-Wulf 190A. Arturo Diaz nicely microing his aircraft, and this should be an easy kill. I don't see any AA on the side of ElBowser yet. Ooh, will the AI mess it up? No, it's going to get behind. Whoa. But Arturo Diaz called that off. I think he was worried about AA of ElBowser. He didn't want to stray over the enemy side. But ElBowser's made a mistake by rebringing the P2 back in. And Arturo Diaz surely will get the kill here. The AI is going to have to manage it. This time he's going to happily stray. So I don't know what happened there. But he definitely called it back of his own accord. And he should get the kill. You'd imagine. If he doesn't get the kill here, yeah, okay, there he goes. Bowser's got a 1, 2, 3, 10, 40, 34, 76s. He has the leader in there. He also got the Comrotti, but the Tango Thessaloniki's gone down. The centre ground's gone down with the extra Tankos that came in reserve. So, actually, Arturo Diaz has been doing some decent work in the centre ground of this field. We see a Tiger coming into play. Bowser's not yet pushed the north or the south, and I think he actually could make some serious gains if he does that, because Arturo Diaz has really very little in both positions. I mean, Bowser can't really push out the forest up north, but he can certainly hold that flag for a long, long time. So we'll see what Bowser does here. I think he's bringing in he is bringing in AA into the centre, but also more units into the centre. So for now, Arturo Diaz is going to have a decent time of holding on. 14-10, 24 minutes left on the clock. Panzer IV going to face off. No, backs away. A couple of Panzer IVs up north. So where are those tanks? They've gone down. 3 of the 4 tanks have gone down. I didn't quite catch what took them down, but I'm imagining it's the 2-star Panzer IV-Hs. Those 2-star Panzer IV-Hs can definitely do serious work against the T-34-76. Look at this, a 250/10. Somehow not spotted, despite being right in the line of sight of those Tanker Disanikis. I guess they might be in this building here. May not spot. T-34-76. Ooh, it's coming into the ambush. It's coming into the ambush. That thing is going down. Oh, manages to take out a Panzer IV-H. Will it survive? It's going to back away, but the 250/10 can still knock it out here at close range, surely. No, takes out the 250/10, but finally goes down. The T-34-76. Wow, I think Mother Russia will be pretty happy with that. Tiger currently shellacking a strokey DP. The 250, oh, it looks like the Machiki tried to push out the forest after a bombing strike there of some kind, I would imagine, came in, and they don't get very far coming up against the 251/1. They can actually take it out with the flamers, but yeah, it's not guaranteed. Kind of surprised Arturo Diaz. I guess that's the the Pack 36 version. I think that's a Pack 36. Yeah, 35/36. P2 coming in here. Is that going to hit the Tiger? What's that going after? The Panzer IV, the original Panzer IV-H that moved, but I think it got forced back before it released all of its payload there, because it didn't look like a huge strike. We've got the P40N of Denisov. Let's have a look at the famous, beautiful coloured skin there on the top coloured graphics. Top colour graphics. Hey, I can show off. I've got a good graphics card at last. Another Pioneer going in, but still not enough as far as I'm concerned. If it teams up with the Flammenwerfer, maybe it could get the kills there. I mean, Bowser has to be careful though, because if Arturo Diaz does clean up that top side, he could be in for a counter attack. But for now, Bowser's not worried. Resvedka strike into a Panzer IV-H, and that Resvedka's not in a bad position to take a shot at this Tiger pushing up. So Diaz has got to be careful. May not have seen that shot go down, and Bowser's going to look for that. I'm sure he's going to look for that. Denisov strafing down onto the Flammenwerfer, keeps his Resvedka alive for now. Flak 43, 37mm out onto the field. That should do a decent job. And wow, a B410 takes down, slaps down Denisov. And it's the ground attacker variant. You do not see this very often. But this thing with the, what is it, the 220mm underneath? And we saw them briefly. There they are, the 220mm in the turret underneath, as well as the machine guns out the side there. Can do some excellent damage, strafing enemy units. Is he going after the Resvedka there? I would have imagined it. Yeah, he does get the kill. Wow, nice job from the ME410 there, picking up a fighter kill and a strafing run onto the Resvedka. And Arturo Diaz has pulled it back to a 12-12. He is into B phase now. The incomes are equal, so can he do it? This is looking more promising for Arturo Diaz. Tiger is in here. This could be a big animal for the Germans if he can keep this alive for a long time and beat off a lot of the T-34-76 that come up against it. He could definitely do well. I think Bowser's going to try and use the SU-122 against the Tiger here. ME410s are coming in to try and strafe the T-34-76. I think that's a mistake. I think they should concentrate on the infantry as they appear, rather than the tanks. He is going to get some advantage from the, suppression damage onto the tanks, but not a great deal. 250/9 firing off against the SU-122. Actually, doing a little bit of damage there, but the Tiger backed away. He's moving forwards again, and it's a tale of two sides, just back and forth right now. Neither side moving on the north and south, but it's definitely a centre field attack. Arturo Diaz still taking his time up north. Bombing strike coming in here. This could signal the end of Bowser's dominance up north, and actually could put a flag in favour of Arturo Diaz, but he just has the one Pioneer moving in here, and I still think the Ognu Michiki can still get the upper hand. Not quite mastered the Russian yet, guys. KV1S, Komrati providing some leader experience, but the Tiger takes a big shot at that, should get the kill on the second shot. Back and forth from Arturo Diaz, so he's just moving it out of the way while it reloads and then back forward again. Yep, does get the kill there. Nice work. The Tiger is doing a lot of work here, but he has been beaten down, and I still think that ME410 is focusing on the wrong units here. The Panzerschreck, ooh, may get taken out. They're all going to hop into the building, but the Stroggy SVT know where they are now. Tiger taking a shot at the Maxims, not getting the kill so far. PE2 coming in for the Panzer 4H. No, for the Panzergrens in the building, and do get the kill there. The pin down Panzerschreck, and Arturo Diaz did have the upper hand, but ElBowser's managed to pick off, I think he's managed to pick off enough infantry that he's maintaining the hold here. Some Marder 3s come in, but they can definitely do the work, but they are also heavily susceptible for the T-34-76. He's very much, you know, either side really. Rizvedka unload. Oh, I think Bowser could have been a bit more aggressive there and tried to push them right up the road, but look at the quick kind of takeover from Bowser in this center ground. The T-34 again pushing very aggressive. He's trying to pick up the flags back to a 14-10. He was at a 12-12 at one point. Do we see a Rizvedka shot? I don't quite think he had the line of sight, but the Tiger's in real trouble. It can't really reload fast enough, and the Rizvedka's I think are going to get the shot here, and they may well get the kill. Panzergren taken down in the Opel Blitz munitions. Yep, there's the bazooka shot. Doesn't quite get the kill despite it being a side shot, but should get the follow-up with the next shot. Yeah, there's the kill, and a big kill at that. That was the main presence for Arturo Diaz in this center side, and he is really lacking right now. Look at this sneaky Rizvedka down on the southern flank here. Behind enemy lines, going to be looking to jump into the buildings and catch some of these Marders off guard. But actually, you know, they could easily, yep, there's the kill on the Marder 3M. The other Marder 3M goes down in the center. They could have killed the Pak 36, but the Flak 43 actually, you know, that is a 37mm, so it does pick up some heavy damage onto that Rizvedka. The T-34-76 just taking out a position here, very nice position. Focke-Wulf misses a strafing run, a very nice position, holding this kind of reinforcement line, so anything that tries to come down into this town is going to get hit on that reinforcement road. And even this little sliver of road here, the T-34-76 can take out. So really nice positioning from Bowser there, and Arturo Diaz is going to need something heavier than the Marder 3M, and unfortunately has unloaded one of his infantry units back here. I guess the Marder 3M can do the job, but you know, it can easily get taken out as well. But I think actually it has a strike here that, no, it's firing off into the infantry further up north. Ooh, the Flak 43 goes down. It's something you don't want to lose. Those anti-air assets, you know, they are fairly expensive. The ZSU M15 will be an equivalent on the 7th mech side. 90 points. You just don't want to lose these support infantry. And look at Bowser spread here. Spread down south. Try and take this flag back, and he should achieve that with the Flammenwerf. Should easily take out that Flammenwerf with the squads that he's got at his advantage. 18-6 now, and I think this spreading from Bowser is really securing things. Tiger E comes in here, but Arturo Diaz, you know, it's very expensive to bring one of those Tigers in. He needed a Tiger in here, but it's just so expensive, and since Bowser had the upper hand, he could just bring in so many cheap units to kind of spread out. And you know, the capture of these two flags here suddenly turns into the capture of 1, 2, 3, 4 flags. He's going to push up north, try and capture a 5th flag, possibly a 6th flag with these units here. So, you know, this is the power of the cheaper Russian units. I think Arturo Diaz had a great position here at one point. He had that Tiger in here, but I think he focused on the wrong units, and he let his infantry go down, and then suddenly he didn't have the front line to protect his kind of tanks, and then his tanks came under pressure from just too many positions that he couldn't hold. And then when that Tiger went down, Bowser just pushed hard, aggressive, fast. And Arturo Diaz couldn't reinforce with the same kind of units. He needed another big, heavy tank in to hold back the onslaught of T-34-76ers, because his cheaper units, the Marder 3Ns, they just don't do the job when you don't have a front line. If you've got a pretty decent front line, I think we saw this in one of the matches that I casted the other day. If you've got a pretty decent 5th Panzer front line with Panthers, Tigers, Flak 88s, then those Marder 3Ms can really back up those units because they have the pretty nice, they have the decent gun on it. I think it's an 88. I may be wrong. It might be an 88 on the Marder 3Ms. No, it's a Pack 40. What am I saying? It's a Pack 40 on the Marder 3s. So, they have a really decent gun on it, but the weak armor just leaves them susceptible. If you leave them on their own in front of the big, heavy, equipment that the Germans have, then nothing's tanking that damage, and the Marder 3Ns will go down. And the Tiger E is, it's doing what Arturo Diaz needs to do. It's pushing forwards, but it's pushing forwards into the face of a Razvedka. One-man bazooka! Oh, he does get the shot off, but does go down immediately after. It's going to be a bit of a bombing strike here. He's going to try and take down the anti-air units. Oh, the M410 goes down straight in that line of sight. But he does the job. He takes down those units, but Arturo Diaz has the points to back himself up with 237 mils. He's going to reinforce that anti-air, and Arturo Diaz is probably gonna counter again, thinking that he's taken down ElBowser's anti-air into the face of 237 mils. So Arturo Diaz, we are 19 minutes into the game. He's 18-6 down. He's got 1 minute 40 left on the clock. We're about to go into C phase, which gives him the income advantage, but I think it's a bit too late here. He's actually been holding points, I think, because he's got 4 Panzer IV H's on the way now. There's just too many flags for him to take back, and this one up north he still hasn't taken. Remember, ElBowser put, 6? I think it was 6, possibly all 8 Ognamachiki into this northern forest. Actually, I think you get 9, so it was probably 6 Ognamachiki, and he's held that flag all game long. I think that was a missed opportunity for Arturo Diaz to take that back. That could have been, 1 flag extra held, and I think there was a point where he was 12-12. He could have had a 13-11 and ticked down ElBowser briefly. I don't think it would have really impacted the overall game, but it would have, ElBowser's not put a unit up here. He has literally not invested a unit up north. The Strokey DP, the Maxim, the 76 was originally, I think, up here. They've been there the entire game. He's not put a unit up north, and I don't think he's actually put a unit down south the entire game. So I think if Arturo Diaz was probably not down south, he didn't really have the units to push beyond this point, but if he at least invested up north, Arturo Diaz would have had to put a few more units to defend up there, taking a bit of pressure off the south. So when Arturo Diaz did gain the upper hand, then ElBowser would have had to reinvest either in the in more than one position. I think that's the trick that Arturo Diaz left. I think he did gain for a moment. He had it back to a 12-12. He gained an advantage, but he didn't invest in the north. That didn't split ElBowser's reinforcement position. He was able to put all of his reinvestments into this centre position, and I think that was a missed opportunity for Arturo Diaz. Wow. 20 minutes of strategic talk there from Angry Birds. We've got 20 seconds left on the clock, and it's going to be a ElBowser victory. Looks like the Strokey DP, they aren't going to be able to defeat the Panzer IV-H with their last few moments. The tank is going to be able to stay alive. Lovely, beautiful, beautiful veg patch there in the Russian battlefields. I believe it's Russian. Some of the maps are not necessarily from Russia. So ElBowser picks up the victory. Congratulations to him. 22 minutes 4 seconds 2,000 kills to 2,100 losses. Arturo Diaz trades positive there despite getting the defeat, or despite being defeated. And well played to ElBowser. Vanguard income, was it the income that reigned supreme, or was it Arturo Diaz maybe, you know, a couple of missed opportunities, or perhaps a strategic misplay at one point for him, not investing in that northern position? It could have been either. It could have been the Vanguard income. But I think the fact that Arturo Diaz traded positive shows that you can do it. ElBowser, a very aggressive player, so, you know, he does... I would say he's probably more likely to trade negative because of his aggression. He does put units out there into positions that other players wouldn't put them in. I think we saw that with the M2A1 that kind of tried to take out the off-map early in the face of a Panzer IV-H. Let's have a look. I was going to say something else, but I've forgotten. Let's have a quick look at the kills from Bowser. Let's see if anything... I was going to say... I'll leave it to the next position, actually, because we'll come into that. Rizvedka kills. Bowser did an excellent job here, picking off a Panzer IV-H, Marder 3N, second Panzer IV-H. With these two Rizvedka, I think we might have more kills as well. He also took out a number of lighter vehicles with those T-34-76ers. The Russians, they can counter the 250s relatively easier with the T-34-76ers. It is a heavier investment gain, but the T-34-76ers, I think they're just about cheap enough to do that. So yeah, you know, the T-34-76 versus 250/9 or 10, the T-34 is always more likely, especially versus the 9 variant, to come out on top. And nothing kind of unexpected here, I guess. It was a long way to get to that position. Just one moment. Just telling the dog off for making so much noise. Yeah, this Strokey DP unit actually took down a fair number of units. Rizvedka gets the Tiger kill. That was a very important kill. Very important kill. And the Su-85 actually finishes off with a Tiger kill at the end as well. So, yeah, I mean, nothing really stand out. I think the biggest standout unit here for Bowser was the Rizvedka kills. One, I guess we'll class Marder 1, 2, 3... and the big Tiger as well. 4 big armoured kills. And the kills from Arturo Diaz, one thing I wanted to point out, wow, look at this Panzer IV-H. 3 T-34 kills and an Su-76 MPT. It shows the power of the 2-star Panzer IV-H, but the difficulty going 2-star is you lose the availability. So if you lose a lot of these Panzer IV-H's, then... you are going to suffer in the long run against the hordes of T-34-76s. I really like this interplay between the 2-star Panzer IV-H and the kind of 1-star or 0-star T-34-76, because the Russians rightly get the numbers, the Germans rightly get the power of the Panzer IV-H when it's 2-star. I really like that interplay, and I think actually that's a pretty decent interplay right now. It's been much worse in the past in Steel Division 2. I actually really enjoy that right now. Focke-Wulf 190A8, that was some excellent micro to get the first kill on Titov in the P2A3. I really enjoyed that micro, although there was one misplay where for some reason Arturo Diaz called it back. I think he was worried about AA over Bowser's lines, but there was nothing there. So it was a slight misplay, but he still picked up with a kill because Bowser made his own misplay by not calling back that PE283. Tiger here, that was a nice call-in and did a decent job. Well, I don't think in terms of kills it did enough of a job, but I think in presence in that early mid game, it did enough of a job, and it wasn't until that unit went down that really Bowser just kicked off the onslaught. This was the unit I was going to mention a moment ago, the ME410B2/U2R3. What a kill that was onto the P40 and onto the Resvedka. I love that unit. Excellent calling, but I think it was a wasted opportunity by then focusing on the armored vehicles. If he'd have focused on the infantry, he could have really started to do some heavy damage onto Bowser's infantry. So yeah, I think that was another missed opportunity that we mentioned for Arturo Diaz, and I think that did cost him in the mid game because he lost a lot of his infantry. He couldn't hold that front line, whereas Bowser, you know, he did hold that front line for a long time with his infantry and was just able to build up the units. And then finally, the final Tiger did a decent job here, but it was too late by that time. If this Tiger would have managed to survive Wiekel, and Lambrecht come in, I don't think that was too bad on the pronunciation. I think actually the two Tigers combining would have combined into a super Tiger. Tickling myself there. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. I actually really enjoyed this game. Really good game. Check out ElBowser on Twitch and YouTube. I think he does much more on Twitch, so definitely check him out there on Twitch. And I really enjoyed casting Arturo Diaz as well. He's a great player. I've played many a game against him, and I really respect him as a great Steel Division 2 player. So yeah, really good to see him as well. And I believe both of these players actually have transitioned through the League 5 Division 2 league into the final stages, into the knockout stages, so we will see both of these players again in the future, hopefully. Thanks very much for watching. I am Angry Bird. I swear, although it sounded slightly like I was saying I am Rangro, I wasn't going to say that. I was just tripping over my words. I am Angry Bird. I will see you next time.